chill. Islam, Islam, Islam. I trust all is well with everyone today. Welcome to the Uniting of Asia Sisters Auxiliary Holy Day Gathering. We call this a study group. This is a study group. So we're here as a study group to study Islam. Islam, peace, and love in WA. I trust all is well with you. How are you today? I hope you're good. Peace and love to everyone on here. We're about to get started with this meeting. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Can we all stand as we recite our Moorish American prayer? We put up 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, with our heels touching one another. Repeat after me. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. Through its holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Islam. All right, perfect. Please tune in when you come back. I appreciate that. Islam. So I'm waiting for some people to come on, but while they do, I'm going to first rise and give my highest praises to our Father God Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Also, Allah, the Mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life that breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. Islam. I also rise giving high holy honors to our illustrious and divine prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who brought us this message of love. I also give honors to all the divine prophets for all the wonderful works that they brought unto us. I would like to rise and give honors to the forerunner to our prophet, who was like John was to Jesus, and that is our brother, Marcus Mosiah Garvey Bay. I like to give him his Moorish attributes because he did a lot for us as far as bringing us what nationality was about. So he would say one of my favorite quotes, one of his most famous quotes was, "The pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier than them both." So we got to give our honors to our brother Marcus Mosiah Garvey Bay. He says, "Up, you mighty race, you can't accomplish what you will." So it is your will. It ain't nobody else's will. What is your will? What is it, the will that you accomplish, that you are looking to accomplish? It is your will that will help. Islam. I would like to rise and give honors to all the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, all the heads of the movement, everyone that is in the movement, whether you're a sympathizer, a member, whichever, Sheik, Grand Sheik, I want to give honors to you all. And honors to all of you that are here on these platforms. We have StreamYard, we have TikTok, and we have Fanbase. We're going to start using Fanbase. Fanbase is an Asiatic-owned app. So they're more, you can pretty much speak as you please. Like, it's open floor, and I love Fanbase. So Fanbase will be one of the other platforms that I will be using now from here on out. When it comes to going live, because it's a really great platform. You can subscribe over there for like $4 a month. So it's really a dope platform to be on. And as I say, it's owned by us. So it's beautiful. Islam. So giving honor to all of that. And now I would like to clean house. We got to clean house before we start this study group. Islam. The Moorish Science Temple of America. Salvation, Allah, unity, the divine constitution, and bylaws. Act 1, the Grand Sheik and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Islam. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and partial of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Islam. Act 6. With us, all members must preserve these holy and Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Islam. Noble Drew Ali, founder. The Moorish Science Temple of America, home office of Noble Drew Ali, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Islam, Sister Shonda, Islam. Also, I would like to now do the recitation for our additional laws for the Moorish Science Temple of America by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh is the governing head of our temple. All business of said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali before being acted upon by any member. Let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the member to sacrifice finance, that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under a heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheikh. Act 2. All members are to attend their adept meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined $13 on the first case, 50 cents on the first case, and on the second case, you will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Islam, I don't know why I'm getting so tongue-tied. Act 3. It is the lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you Let it be he or she according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while up making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must subscribe himself to the questionnaire, and let every member exercise his five senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guiders of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Islam, Islam. Islam, family. I trust everything is well. Sister Shonda, how are you, Islam? Are you able to come in backstage? I was just wondering if you got the link in your message. If not, I can send you another one. Let me know. We are going to be coming out of. We are going to be coming out of. Where is my. We are going to be talking about these cleansing rites, what proper baptism is all about. So in Act 7 of our Constitution and bylaws, there is a portion in Act 7 that says all Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. So, what is a cleansing rite? That's why this is the name of this study group meeting tonight. It's called, What is a Cleansing Rite? What are the cleansing rites? What is that? How do you keep your heart and mind pure with love and your body clean with water? And you can't just think of body being clean with water as an outer thing, like talking within too. How can you clean your body up within with water? That's a serious one, right? How can you clean your body up with water? I don't know where everyone is. Let me know if you got the link, Sister Shonda. Because we're going to go into this and we're going to there she go. Okay, there she go. There she go. Islam. Islam sis.
Still got a tear.
Islam. Happy holy day.
Oh, goodness. Happy holy day. I'm trying to, is the light flared?
Oh, do your thing. Get do your thing, love. No problem. Everything will. I'm always having technical difficulties, so don't. I'm always having technical difficulties, so it's all right.
Okay, it's like the screen that I'm on is so small. It's hard for me to see the vantage point. Is the light too bright?
No, it's fine. I can see you good. I can
Okay.
see you
Well,
good. Yeah.
cool.
You have your
Okay. Yeah.
hey, you got your circle 7 with you, your laws.
I didn't think it was through enough, sis. Give me 1 second
Where
because
you saying
I
you
haven't got
fine?
my physical copy yet. My Circle 7 is on my daggone phone.
Oh, it is. It's all right. I can read and you can just, you want
Okay.
to do it that way.
'Cause
Um,
I'm pulling it up on my laptop too, though. But
all right.
you can go ahead and read.
All right. Let me get to my chapter first. So I was explaining in Act 7 of our Circle 7. I mean, Act 7 of our Divine Constitution and Bylaws. It speaks about in Act 7, it talks on both of them. It says, Act 7, all members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Morris Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Morris Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. This is the part. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father God Allah. So my question was, what are cleansing rites?
Mm.
And I looked up some just to kind of see, and it was just wow. I was blown because a lot of these cleansing rites I feel we already do, which I'm
Okay.
aware.
Explain to me what exactly you mean by cleansing rites.
Okay, so a cleansing rite, like a baptism.
Mm.
You feel
Yeah.
me? They would call it a modern day baptism, right?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
how do we wash? How would you wash in order? Because it says, I'm gonna go to this chapter. I'll read it thoroughly. Well, no, you know what? I'm gonna start at hmm.
I got it pulled up too, so let me know wherever you're going. I can still get to it.
Okay. I want to go to, matter of fact, we're going to go to chapter. Is it chapter 8? No, 7.
Mm.
Not 7. It's chapter.
Oh.
Nope, not chapter 3. It's chapter 4.
Boy.
Chapter 4. I want to go right here, real quick, right? A crisis. Let me make sure this is where I'm at because I want him to say, "May I go wash now?"
Mm.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna start at 8, and I'm just gonna read it all the way through, if you don't mind.
Mm, I don't mind at all. I can already
Okay.
go ahead.
Islam. All right. So Islam, the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 4 actually. The
Mm-hmm.
death and burial of Elizabeth, Matheno's lessons, the ministry of death. Matheno's, I always went off of these numerology when I would go into this and study to really see what those numbers,
Mm-hmm.
what is four mean. Four means foundation. But also,
Mm-hmm.
that's calculus. That has to do with math. So it has to do with calculus.
Ooh.
Um, and then when I was looking at the burial, I was like, grave or tomb? Trying to, decipher the difference of the two.
Go ahead.
So in verse 8, it says, a crisis in your life has come, and you must have a clear conception of the work that you are called to do. The sages of the ages call you harbinger. The prophets look to you and say, He is Elijah come again. Your mission here is that of a harbinger, for you will go before the Messiah's face to pave his way and make the people ready to receive their king. This readiness is purity in heart. None but the pure in heart can recognize the king. To teach men to be pure in heart, you must yourself be pure in heart and word and deed. Islam.
Islam.
Do you want to before I continue, you can demonstrate on any of them. If you want to stop me and say something, make a point on one, just let me know.
Oh, it's so many points there. I want to go up first. Back to 8.
Uh-huh.
Um, a crisis in your life has come, and you must have a clear conception of the work that you are called to do. Like, that's just so deep because I often thinking, that's why I love Noble Drew Ali teaches to research yourself. I don't think we really understand sometimes the depths of what we're called to do. That's why we can't make the sacrifice that is
Hmm.
necessary to be made so that we can do the work that we're meant to do. So that just hit heavy for me right there. And I'm just in a space of trying to shed complacency because I'm complacent. And when I often be in positions of leadership in different spaces, especially when it comes to like spiritual spaces or consciousness spaces. And I have little things that I'm still holding on to. And what I'm noticing is that Allah is trying to take me somewhere and I can't get through the door because of what I won't let go. And then now it's starting to be a stumbling block to my witnesses because they're using my inadequacies as an excuse to why they won't share things.
Hmm.
So that clear conception of the work is just like the sacrifice right there that we are called to do here. It's not really an option, it's not a choice. Um, and then down to 11, that readiness is the when you understand what we're called to do, and that readiness to actually do it comes when you're ready to operate with a pure heart. And
Hmm.
nothing but a pure heart can recognize the king. And again, it's those things we won't let go of so we can get a clear conception of the work. And then we will actually get the pure heart. And when we have a pure heart, everything else just goes the way that it's supposed to go. And that's what I'm noticing. I mean, in a matter of weeks of me beginning to just submit and let things go, so much energy is turning around. I mean, peace of mind, health, I'm ready to tackle some things, get on some detoxes, and my clarity of thought, like I'm taking on things. And it's like, why am I doing this? But I'm enjoying it. It's not like a burden. I'm like, I want to take these college courses. So it's like that pure heart. It changes the way we see the world and how we approach the work that we're here to do. Wow.
Islam. I love it. I love it. Yes. So I love that because that's why it's important in leadership and for leaders because that next one is so key to 11 when it says to teach men to be pure in heart. You must yourself be pure in heart and word and deed. Like so your purity in heart, like you're compassionate, being compassionate and having feelings for others. Sometimes we see people they can stand in these positions of leadership and they're so like stone hearted, like
Mhm.
hard with it,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, I don't know. Do I want to go the way you going? That's a little, you don't make me feel safe, or you don't give me that space to feel like as if you're that example that I can follow and be that. So I know that that's important too. And when I get a lot of energy from all my sisters. You are
Mhm.
one that you've come and it's just like your energy is so dope. I can learn so much from you. And just
Oh,
when I see
you done
you,
taught me so much. Goodness gracious.
man, I'm telling you, when I be seeing you and you're up there, and just the things that you put up are so inspiring and they're so thought provoking that that's why I say it takes each one of us. Everyone doesn't hold this truth. Just one person doesn't hold all the truth. It takes each of us
Absolutely.
to bring it, right? So,
Mm-hmm. Islam.
So yeah, so crisis happens in our life and they come and you're right. We got to have a clear conception of what we are here to do. It's not based on the next person or who it is. It's what have we come to do. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where the focus. And I was just reading my natal chart today, how unfocused
Mm-hmm.
I could be at times because I could be all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be focused. That's why it's so important for me to study daily and
Mm-hmm.
not allow someone to come in my life and throw me off my square completely.
Because
Because
that
I
happens to us
allow
way too much.
yes, yes. I've allowed it too many times. I'm like, nah, we can't do that. We got to stay with the prophet. I need to stay on this course. I need to stay focused. This is important because I feel like that readiness, getting even within myself, letting go and shedding, like you said, shedding these things and allowing things to come into our lives in abundance. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
we block them off by feeling like we ain't ready.
Mm.
We got to show up so perfect. I got to be so perfect before I can gather this. So when I see the purity in heart, and when I see where it says in your heart, word, and deed, like it has to come from that when you're showing up from people for people.
Mm.
So thank you for pointing that out too. Islam.
Islam.
So in infancy, the vow for you was made, and you became a Nazarite. The razor shall not touch your face nor head, and you shall not taste wine nor fiery drinks. Men need a pattern for their lives. They love to follow, not to lead. The
Mm-hmm.
man who stands upon the corners of the path and points the way, but does not go, is just a pointer, and a block of wood can do the same. The teacher treads the way. On every span of ground, he leaves his footprints clearly cut, which all can see and be assured that he, their master, went that way. I want to stop there because when I look at this instruction, 16, which is a 7, and I
Mm-hmm.
see footprints, talk about his footprints, because people, they'll be like, yeah, you should do this and you should do that. All on that paperwork stuff. You should do this and you should do that. And they just point at you. Never went that way. Can't prove that it works. Just run their mouth about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad because people will believe you. I was just watching something where a pastor said, I went to the hospital to visit the lady, and she said, I guess she was asking him, was she gonna die or not? And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, he had to really sit back and think about that. Like, dang, people literally put their whole life in our hands, and they expect whatever we say that is word is bond to that. So as
Mm-hmm.
leaders and people like that, we got to be careful of that. If we're pointing the way and we're going like, because people look to you, they're looking to you for answers. They think you
Yeah.
hold all the answers, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. In spaces and places that you might not even want them to look to you that way, they do. But ooh, mm,
Okay.
mm,
Islam. So when I think of those footprints, I even think about the poem footprints, that grandma would have on the wall.
mm-hmm. Mm,
This Prophet Noble Drew Ali, leaving his footprints clearly cut, like following those footprints down that straight and narrow road, not the wide one. The wide one looks so easy, but down there is so many thieves and all kind of things is going on that road. You know what I'm saying? So where his footprints really are on that straight and narrow, it's like that. That's not so easy to get down. Islam.
Islam.
Men comprehend the inner life by what they see and do. They come to Allah through ceremonies and forms. And so when they would make men know that sins are washed away by purity and life, a right symbolic may be introduced. And water washed the bodies of the people who would turn away from sin and strive for purity in life.
Mm,
This rite of cleansing is a preparation rite, and they who thus are cleansed comprise the temple of purity. And you shall say, you men of Israel, hear, reform and wash, become the sons of purity, and you shall be forgiven. Is You want me to stop? Go ahead.
no, sis. My phone trying to act like my battery dead. Keep going.
All
I'm
right.
taking. Wow.
You shall say, you men of Israel, hear, reform, wash, become the sons of purity, and you shall be forgiven. This rite of cleansing and this temple are but symbolic of the soul, which does not come with outward show, but is the temple within. Now you may never point the way and tell the multitudes to do what you have never done, but you must go before and show the way. You are to teach that men must wash, so you must lead the way. Your body must be washed, symbolic of the cleansing of the soul. John said, what need I wait? May I not go at once and wash? I want to stop right there for just a second because this cleansing, right? This wash, right? Sister.
Mm-hmm. I'm
So
still with
modern day baptism, they just dunk you and pull you back up.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
That's
a
just
wash.
symbolic.
A wash,
Mm.
a
Right.
cleansing.
Right. Ooh, all right. Okay, I see where you're going. Right. That's just a dunk underwater.
Islam.
It's
So is that really a cleansing that's going on, or is it just a temporary foo-foo? We're gonna rinse you off real quick.
mm, mm-mm.
I'm
Yeah, that's just enough to have it done for show. It's not really ritualistically doing anything. Because it says wash. Like you said, that's a process. That's a true cleansing.
Islam.
Mm,
Islam. So my question is, modern day baptism, the proper baptism?
that's a good question. I would say no, not based on what we reading right here in this text.
Islam. Because wash is purity. Sins washed away by purity, but a right symbolic may be introduced. So symbolically, this baptism, modern day baptism, is supposed to be symbolically a cleansing,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
How do we properly wash the body? What would be a proper way for us to wash the body? I wrote some stuff down, but I want to hear like something from you.
To wash the body, you mean spiritually in context of the text?
Yes.
Oh goodness. I use actual tools when it comes to me actually washing what I consider washing my body. I use physical tools, meditation tools. In fact, I'm sitting in front of my altar now as the energy is high over here. So that's why I'm kind of a little everywhere, like in my space, but my stuff a little busy. I don't be scared to show it a little bit.
Islam. Islam. All
But
right.
the energy for me, meditation, to sit and actually, and not to try to force your mind to be still, but to actually sit and listen to what's going on up there for a second, and then you can realize who you are now, because we got to get away, and I'm saying this because we got to get beyond symbolism. That baptism was symbolic, and we're locked in a space of just doing symbolic stuff. So let's stop the one time baptisms and then thinking it's over with. So you got to actually sit with yourself and figure out what do you need to be whole, and then that's when you'll know how to wash yourself. I use sound to wash myself, and I use all these tools because these tools align me with a frequency so that I can truly see how Allah wants me to move. Like when I got this text, it was so magical to me because I've already been washing myself in spirit and praying and meditating on how to empty out my heart and be a better person. So Allah came to me at this time to give me the blueprint. So now I align myself with this text, but I do use tools to help myself get into a space to really see how to know myself and how to reflect myself in this text and to be this and to stop pretending and to actually, because another part on 19, it says, in water, wash the bodies of people who would turn away from the sin and strive for purity in real life. So for me, the washing is about those things.
Islam. 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 Totally. Totally. Islam. Oh my goodness. All
It's
right. So
long, sis.
Islam. So in 26, Mathino says, "Tis well." And they went down to the Jordan Ford and east of Jericho, just where the host of Israel crossed. When first they entered Canaan, they tarried for a time. Nathaniel taught the harbinger, and he explained to him the inner meaning of the cleansing rite and how to wash himself and how to wash the multitudes. And in the river Jordan, John was washed. Then they returned unto the wilderness. Now in Engedi's hills, Nathanael's work was done, and he and John went down to Egypt. They rested until they reached the temple of Saqqara in the valley of the Nile. For many
Mhm.
years, Nathanael was a master in this temple of the brotherhood. And when he told about the life of John and his mission to the sons of men, the Hierophat with joy received the harbinger, and he was called the brother Nazareth. For 18 years, John lived and wrought in these temple gates, and here he conquered self, became a mastermind, and learned the duties of a harbinger. Islam.
Islam.
So when he says this inner, he says he went and he gave him the inner meaning of the cleansing rite and how to wash himself and how to wash the multitudes. So, how could you wash the multitudes? How could you cleanse their minds? How could you cleanse your mind? What is that spiritual cleansing? Um, as you were saying, Sister Shonda, spiritual baths. That is one of them. How do we properly wash our body? Spiritual baths,
Mhm.
bathing in mineral water,
Yeah.
or go to the river and literally wash your body, not dunk your
Mm.
body. That's not cleansing. That's a rinse off.
Right. The physical act of actually using the water. Yeah, definitely. And mineral water, like you said, it's so many. And then actually sit there and let the alchemy take place. Wash your body. Hmm.
I have a friend that goes to she goes to Chattahoochee. She'll go to the Yellow River and she literally goes, she washes her hair and her body in the river,
And
literally, and then
you, I
takes
had a call in to do that. If my sister was listening to this, I promise you, just like a week ago, and this is just confirmation, Islam, that I need to go physically get to the water. And go ahead, sis. Mm-mm.
yes, got to get to this water. This water is important. So the mineral waters and the spring waters, they're important. Like they're our connection. This could help us a lot in this cleansing rite. Body scrubs, which are offered at spas. Sometimes just getting that exfoliation, getting that energy moving, scrubbing that body, the feet, the head to the toes, like
Sis,
really
let me
moving
tell you
that
how
energy.
much food is cooking right now. I just got me a subscription to a spa. These are things that's just coming to me like the baptism. And then I literally, because I'm like, I was looking up a hydro derm facial cleanse, and then they had memberships. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not just gonna go do this. This has to be because I'm trying to clean. I'm ready to detox and get right. This is a good word right here because we gotta really do this for real. Like, and it's you giving us the word, the way. Go ahead. Well, Noble Drew Ali gave us the way, but you
Wow.
pushing it now, pointing it out. Islam.
Islam. Yes, he did. Oh, I love Prophet Noble Drew Ali. When I
Hmm.
tell you, guess another one. Sunbathing or sun gazing is another cleansing rite.
Yes.
It's another
Mm.
cleansing rite.
Ooh. See, they
Um,
work hard to block that sun out up here. We're up further up north here.
really, yeah. And the rite is a religious or other solemn ceremony or act. A solemn ceremony or act. That's a rite. So the ceremony or act is still a rite. That's a cleanse. So we're talking cleansing rites, right?
Hmm.
Nathaniel taught John the harbinger and explained the inner meaning of this cleansing rite, how to wash self and how to wash the multitudes. So spiritual cleansing is a practice of purifying your spirit, mind, and body from the lewdness, harm, all those lower vibrating energies.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
It is a type of ritual purification used to promote a positive energy flow, or we're going to just say a higher self energy flow in your
Mm.
life by removing blockages or stagnant energy that may cause your soul distress or dysfunction. It can also recharge your soul by strengthening your connection to the spiritual realm, promoting inner peace, bringing more clarity, balance, and insight into your life. That's the yoga basics. That's the basics of yoga. Islam,
Mhm.
that is
And
the basics of yoga. Yoga
that
is literally a cleanser.
that is
Right? Go
what's
ahead.
so magical about this text. And this is what's so magical about it because it's a pamphlet. One of the smallest books I've had through all the paths that I've studied. And everything that matters is here. The yoga philosophy. Like, how do you do this? This is
How,
magical.
that's why I say the way that he constructed this,
Hmm.
you have to really be able to dig into unfold these lessons. People think because they picked it up and read through it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, it's like no, taking the time to really see what these things are
Hmm.
meaning,
I
what
see the
that
science
context
of
really
breath yogic philosophy in here.
Islam.
Mhm.
Smudging. We love smudging.
Yes,
Smudging
right
is a
here
cleansing
too.
right. You can do white sage, dragon blood sage. It purifies the
Hmm.
environments, gets that crazy energy off. Sure, and make
Hmm.
sure I always say, make sure you open all your windows and doors. Don't
To
just
let it
smudge
go
your house
somewhere.
and keep it in. You gotta release. Some people be smudging. You like
Hmm.
open the window,
Yeah, the energy can't go nowhere. It's just in there choking like you. Hmm.
something like you. So that is a cleansing right. You can it makes you makes the unwanted energy exit as long as you open the windows and doors. That's why I had to make sure I told them. Make sure
Yes,
you open all your windows and doors. Just don't just be smudging and choking. You gotta let
yeah.
energy out.
Ooh, yes.
You
Hmm.
just said this one. Meditation.
Hmm.
Meditation is a cleansing right. It is one of the most powerful rituals you can use to cleanse the soul. Because I'm still talking about this inside cleansing too. Because we can
Yes,
do all this cleansing, right? But what
yes.
about the soul? What
The
about how do we cleanse
inside.
the soul up?
Mhm. And yeah, the thing that and it's not to attack anybody, it's just for information and education. But I see a lot of people smudging and you're not considering the inside of yourself. You can't smudge away bad spirits if the bad spirits inside of you. So like I see sisters, and I've been this foolish before too. That's why I'm like, it's all of us until we learn to do better. That I done got a bad day and so I'm gonna come home and smudge but I'm not gonna sit with myself and consider the cause and effect of that day and what really took course so that I can avoid it in the future. Like smudge is not gonna fix that part. I done seen people smudge and be angry as hell. And I'm like, what?
After they done smudging. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like you just said, this needs to be something that you're doing. And to me, all these cleansing rites needs to be something that you place into your life in one way or another. You know,
Mhm,
like you said, the meditation may not be your only one because if you
mhm,
can't, you know, your mind could be all over the place. You could be meditating, but still not even in a meditative state to be in calmness or peace with yourself.
mhm,
You
mhm.
meditate a whole bunch of drama in your head too.
That's good. Ooh, goodness. That's a whole nother thing, that manifestation and how we create and we're creating these things that we most fear in a lot of spaces because of the storyline we telling ourselves, and so we projecting that. And when you meditating on that back, because to sit and tell yourself a negative thought over and over again, that's a form of meditation. You implanting a thought in yourself. So,
Islam. So you're
mm-hmm,
dirtying up your thoughts in your mind through that, the negative thing. I don't like to use that word. The
mm-hmm.
lower vibrating thinking, because I keep saying that negative and positive. I don't even like to use it because you want a negative STD test. You
Right,
might want a
ooh,
positive pregnancy test. You feel what I'm
right.
saying? So what?
Yeah, no, that's good. No, that's a whole nother way. We gotta learn. We gotta learn. Like that's something to pay attention to because we are spelling, as
Yes,
we speak these things and we don't even know. But that's what this meditation and these tools do, make you realize stuff like that and studying.
and
Mhm.
studying. Yes.
One of
So
my
go ahead.
tools that I love to, like I said, I sound, but I use tuning forks. I love
Oh,
them.
Sister Shonda, let me show you something. Wait. So you look. Allah don't make no mistakes, right? He don't make no mistakes, right? What? Girl, you gotta stop playing with me. Wait, can you see my tuning fork?
Oh, yeah, I seen it. It's kind of trying to blink it out. It's like it's trying to blink you out for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason. But yeah. I have
But
a whole little
yeah.
case of them.
Oh yes, I got a little set right now. I got like four of them sitting on my space, but I have like I got this. I seen a video where these guys had these huge ones, like longer than an arm. Oh
Yes,
wow.
yes.
Mm-mm-mm. And
I
see, we got
love
to
them.
use these things and not use them just because it's cute. Like, really understand what you're doing. You cleansing your auric field, you combing out the energy of the day. Like, now I'm adjusting, sitting here. Like, I have my altar is a blessed space. So, because I just came here from work, when I sat here,
Mhm.
it felt sickening to me, actually. It was an intoxicating feeling, but because I it's just a high energy, like I'm just very sensitive to energy. That's all. It's nothing bad. I got crystals, and like when I go into natural rock stores, oh, I love it, but it makes me sick because I'm so
Mhm.
sensitive to the vibration of like I can tell you when real crystals are 5 buildings down from you. Well, we were not buildings, but we were walking through a thrift, not a thrift store, a flea market, and we were actually looking for the spiritual shops, and we went to one, and my daughter's looking at my activity, and I'm like, I'm being polite, but then we left, and I said, none of that was real. And she said, how do you know? I said, because I can feel it. I said, it's an overwhelming, it's not a sickness, it's just an overwhelming energetic feeling. Um, so we
Mhm.
walk out of that shop and then we're walking, and I said, we about to walk into a crystal store. It's a real one here. And two
Uh-huh.
shops down, it's one there. So my energetic space here is high because I just keep it high. So the reason that I'm not gonna say it doesn't bother me. I enjoy the process because I understand the alchemy that's happening. See, I just got off work. I just came in with work on me, activity, and I didn't get to cleanse myself. So I immediately came over here and sat down. So now this energy was just alchemizing me. So that's what we doing when we using these tools. Like, you literally are trying to attune yourself to the frequency of our life. And that's it. But like I said, I think we so caught up in doing stuff because it's fancy, and we have to come out of that and start doing it because it literally works. Like, it's not a coincidence. We both have tuning forks. Like, we have
Nah, that's
them.
not a
They,
right.
mhm.
I was like, wow, you got 24 too. Me too. I'm still learning them. Like you said, I'm still learning what they do, how they're really working. But I use them as I'm using them on me. Oh, I be tripping on, especially that heart chakra. I can feel my heart just going.
Mhm.
I'll be like, whoa. I'll put it at the solar plate, like whichever one I
Yes.
use. It's a trip how you can feel, like you said, you can literally feel that vibration. But I want to get more skilled in what it's actually doing, like what that's actually doing, right?
What is the lady? Uh, Her last name is like, I almost spelled like music too. But she was the woman I first learned from about tuning forks
Uh
from.
huh.
Is her last name is like music, but with a K. Music. It's not as exactly pronounced music, but I'm gonna try to find her and send her to you because she taught me some dope stuff about them. I'm like, I can
Really?
come through your energetic field, and you can literally feel the trauma that people hold in their energetic field. Says, I've done this. Like, this isn't something I just read about. Like, I'm my first person as I'm combing through his energetic field. I'm like, you got some trauma about 20 years old, and he just snapped and looked at me. That he went to prison at 20. And so
Wow.
this is how deep this baptism is, because we have an egg that's been around us since we came out. It's your auric field or your electromagnetic field, the scientists would say. And here's the thing about it, it records everything from the day you were born.
Whoa.
So every experience that you ever had in your life is radiating from the heart chakra out 6 feet radius, 5 to 6 feet radius around the body. And even that needs to be baptized. It needs to be cleansed. Now, you don't have to use tuning forks to do it necessarily, but Eileen Music or something like that. I'm gonna find this woman's name
Okay. All right.
because
Well,
I studied her theories and I tested them and applied them, and they are real deal.
all
Um,
right.
I've chased pain out my body with these things by tuning certain parts of my body with them. Um, I've gotten rid of a sinus infection with the I don't know if it was an infection or not. The frequency of the sinus problem, that's what I'll call it, goes away.
Wow.
So These tools
Okay.
are really put in this earth for us to use to purify ourselves. Mm, 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 mm.
Islam, 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 Sister V. I'm gonna finish this one and then I want you to come in. Okay, I wanted to make this point about meditation. It allows you to take a step back and look at the world from a different perspective. That's what meditation
Mhm.
really helps you to do. Islam,
Mm.
it helps
Yes,
you step back and see something from a different lens. Islam,
exactly.
Sister Vashira Bird Bay,
It's
how are you?
long.
Islam. How are you, sisters, today? Happy Holy Day.
Happy
Happy
holiday.
holiday, Islam.
We are just on here talking about these cleansing rites. Sister Shonda going in right now, giving us some definite some background on these tuning forks because I have them. I've had them for a few months. I play with them,
Mm.
but I really want to get into them because I actually have taken 3 chakra certification classes,
Oh,
and they
okay.
have been no joke. My last two, one I did everyone on there. I had to shadow my teacher, but
Mm.
everyone on that call dealt with someone past, whether it was their wife, a child. Everyone dealt with transitioning of someone in that
Mm.
time. And it was, man, it was something, Sister Shonda, because I kept picking up their people's energy and bringing
Yeah.
messages through the phone. They're like, wait a
Mm.
minute, I don't even know
Mm.
you and you don't even know them. How'd you know that?
Yeah. Mm.
So that's
That.
what made me get
Mm.
these tuning forks because I was like, I want to go a little deeper than that.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
great for. Ooh, it'll send you to some. It'll send you into some deep meditation too if you just sit with them and yeah, cleanse them chakras out and attune them. I love them.
Islam. Sister Jasmine says tuning fork is amazing. The Hindus
Yes.
chanting this mantra. I'm representing the Trinity. Islam. Definitely, definitely Islam. Sister Bashira, would you like to say anything before I continue on
No,
these?
I was going to try to. No, I'm just here to chime in and listen so I can catch up to just get on the same type of vibration, y'all. So we know I know where we at, what we talking about. Are we just talking about
Islam.
cleansing?
Yes,
Sister
ma'am.
Rhonda, are you giving examples about cleansing and detox?
Yes. So we're giving examples about what a cleansing rite is because the soul has to be cleansed also, not just the body. And baptism, today's baptism, that's a symbolic way of washing, but that's not a proper way to wash because washing means cleansing. They just dunk you and pull you back up. And like, what is that? Is it a rinse off? What's that called?
You said a rinse off.
Yeah, I asked, was it a rinse off? Because I'm just, when you say cleanse, we're saying cleansing. How do you cleanse the soul? How do you cleanse the body? How do you cleanse your mind, your thoughts? What is a cleansing right? What is that cleansing right?
Hmm.
Because John said, I want to go now. I want to go clean up now. You mean I got to wait? Why I got to wait though? I want to go right now. And he showed him how to cleanse the multitudes. He showed him how to wash the body of the multitudes and himself. He said wash. He didn't say dunk. He didn't say push your
Mm.
water. He didn't say none of that. He said wash specifically. There's specification in this text. So that's what we were coming out of it
Okay.
about that purity. Sin washed away by purity. Sin's washed away by purity. But a right symbolic may be introduced. That's modern day baptism. Modern day baptism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um. Okay. Can I go to a different chapter to demonstrate?
Oh, definitely. Yes, Islam.
Okay. This is 7
Okay.
because I was reading this like the first time I read it, it was just like so amazing to me. But this is actually where I was last night. But it's in 7, 8 through 10.
8 through 10. Islam.
And this is where I was saying the now it's so many things that I already had me on this vibration with it anyway. But Another way to purify yourself and to align yourself with the frequency of Allah is breath work. And 8 says, all things that can be seen by human eyes are manifest of art, are not, and so must pass away. The things we see are but reflexes just appearing, while the ethers vibrate so and so, while the ethers vibrate so and so. And when conditions change, they disappear. When conditions change, they disappear. The illusion disappears when the conditions change. So
Mhm.
I want to apply that to the internal soul of man. That one of the reasons we see the world through the lenses we see them through is because we need that change to appear within us. So when we get the truth inside of us, which is in 10, the holy breath is the truth, is that which was and is and shall and evermore shall it be. It cannot pass, change, nor pass away. That holy breath in this is yogic philosophy. That is a real thing. Like we charge, it's literally a physical charge that you take in your body through certain breath works. Certain breath works again triggers that meditation state. Like some people say they struggle to meditate. Well, everybody can breathe. So sit and do the breath work, and by default, it'll trigger the meditative state that you're looking for. And it actually triggers a state of being receptive, and it taps you in again to hear the voice of Allah. It's in the text for us to see, but it's also the voice that's within you that's gonna, that duality that Jesus teaches us about when he goes off into the wilderness, where you gotta
Yes, ma'am.
overcome that
Mhm.
battle with yourself in order
Yeah.
to complete the cleansing ritual. Well, no matter what we do, whether it's the symbolic ritual or these actual things, tools that we can use, but you have to be able to tap into the Allah inside of you and that holy breath. It's in every ancient text that this breath work is a. Most of us don't even know how to breathe. I'm sitting here myself, sitting all slouched and crap, but it's really a science to taking in a complete breath. And when you learn how to do that, I'm telling you, it's life changing, and it's going to have these words jumping off this page to you and really sticking inside of you, because the truth ultimately is what got to take seat inside of you in order to birth the real cleansing.
Islam. Come on,
Islam.
Islam. Talk about that. Sister Rashira, would you
Mhm.
like to say something before I say something camel back off of her?
Islam. I would like to just reiterate all praises before me, so we don't have to go all the way back through that. But I would just like to say what she just said when you said you had to go through certain situations to get to the higher tones. Like are you saying basically? I was getting where you have to. It says how I feel like you have to do the spiritual cleansing when you're going through your five. When you're going through these foes, like your spiritual cleaning is also not just for a physical cleaning. It's also a spiritual cleaning where you have to go through the five folds that the prophet put in this holy instructions and divine principles that he gave us. So therefore, when we go through our five folds, it helps us to reach a higher tone as we kind of subdue our foes by cleansing ourselves, knowing ourselves, so we can begin to have a line with the unity with our divine purpose. That's what I was saying with a spiritual um, cleansing to me, or symbolic cleansing. That's what I get out of when they say the symbolic cleansing, just not just with the water. It's more physical and spiritual, which that's combined, with our lower self and our higher self.
Exactly, because in Act 7 he says all Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. But most people just thinking when he say bodies clean with water, they just talking about their outer body and they can go wash their body or dunk their body, and they're not thinking internally. Most people look at that text and they're not thinking nothing past their body. They're literally just thinking about their bodies, when they're thinking it. And so that's why I was like, spiritual cleansing. What is that? What is this cleansing right that we go through? Sister Jasmine asked, because I was going to say about the breathing part, and she said something right here. She says, what are some things can Moors do to be more mindful of breathing? I realized I would hold my breath, especially during stressful moments.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, breathing. Now, I had an amazing Ifiat. Ifiat, he was my massage therapist back home in Colorado.
Mm.
If he said we don't breathe correctly, you have to breathe right. When you breathe in, you're
Chest
feeling
breathing.
belly, you're feeling chest, you're feeling everything up. You're taking that's real breathing. Us
Chest
doing this,
breathing. Yeah.
that's not breathing. We're not breathing at all. He's like literally 10 deep breaths to learn how to breathe properly. You should be taking them 10 deep breaths a day. And when you're breathing out, sometimes it's not breathing out, just you got to breathe out through that mouth, but sometimes it's just taking it slow
Mm.
and releasing it slowly. Sometimes just to release, especially when you're stressed out, because you'll get to, you'll make your head light. You can't do that. It's
Mm.
like taking the time to really get in touch with the breath. As you were saying, that holy breath is serious. That's just not something you get. You got to get in tune with the breath. You got to be able to be in tune with that breath. So your breathing and that holy breath can actually have a balance with each other.
Mhm.
Islam.
Mhm. Islam.
She even said, even when we go in labor, right? When we go in labor, there's a breathing. We have a breath we must use when we're breathing. We
Right.
can't be like, wait. We're going to tear ourselves up. We got to be like, breathing at a
Mhm.
certain pace in order to really breathe. So you're right, Islam.
Islam.
Okay, so I'm gonna go some more if y'all don't mind. Number 3, I found out, which is a cleansing right, aromatherapy. It's a quick and
Mm.
simple way to enjoy a gentle soul cleansing.
Mhm.
So you got essential oils you can use, and scented candles can help clear your aura. Lavender is calming, it reduces stress and anxiety. It creates balance. Peppermint oil, one of my favorite, y'all. I clean with peppermint oil. Love peppermint.
Yeah, that stuff works. See, that's what I mean when I say this energy lit. Like it's peppermint. Everything you named is poured on this stuff on my altar. Like everything I've been blessed with.
Islam!
So it's like, I got water sitting here that I done prayed over. It's just like about the frequency over here. So it's like that's what I just sum it up to, because this is my space that I come and sit when I need to cleanse myself.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and it's a real, it's science to it too. It's a real science to these things, and we really need to learn them and apply them. And even with your natal chart information, you can find out which things work best for you. Um,
Mm,
Depending on what your particular issue is, like you'll know what herbs align with you, that you may need to help your situation. Or just find out what resonates with you, but just choose something definitely.
Islam.
Aromatherapy is great though. It is
No,
great.
it is. It is. Bergamot oil is another one. It has a refreshing and uplifting aroma, helps with depression, stress, anxiety, promotes positive feelings. Eucalyptus oil. Love
Mm,
some
I
eucalyptus. Has healing properties and often used to reduce inflammation. Helps the immune system, promotes emotional balance, calmness, and clarity. So these are natural oils that we could get, like literally be outside getting stuff that grows around us to sit and smell. Sister Isha was on here. That's the one she teaches me. Well, you don't want to smell everything, but rub the leaf. You can tell what it may smell like. It might be a peppermint. It could be mint. Like all kind of things she helps with. Sister Jasmine says Western world often recognizes Joe frequency. Yeah, frequencies are great. I'm gonna get to. There are those too. Yes, we got those. Definitely. I'm gonna get to those in just a minute and explain those. Did y'all have something to say before I continue? I don't want to cut nobody off. All right. Practice gratitude. Practicing gratitude
Mm.
is a great way to cleanse the soul and fill your soul with positive energy. Practicing gratitude, just being grateful for the little things. When we toiling, we should be the happiest when we're toiling.
Yeah.
So showing gratitude to that helps cleanse our soul. That's why I say it's just not this outer cleansing we talking about. How are we cleansing within?
Mhm.
How are we cleansing within? And that's just a simple act of being thankful. Like I said, direct your focus toward the positive, toward those amazing higher self energies in your life. It encourages you to let go of the lower frequencies. Our next one is crystal healing. Love my crystals. They in my purse
Baby.
somewhere. Around.
Mhm. I put them in my bra, in my pockets,
I
like
swear, all in the bra, in the pocket, back
yeah.
pocket, car.
Mhm.
Crystal healing is really, it harnesses the natural healing power of crystals and gemstones. Like you literally, certain ones extract. You can have that. I love shungite. You can put it in
Mm.
your water and drink it. You can put it on your phone and protect you from the EMFs. Like so much you can do with it, right?
Mhm.
Um, Frequency helps to balance the mind. It helps to open the chakras, encourages the energy to flow in a good way, in a higher
Mhm.
energy way.
Natural.
Come on. Okay, go ahead. I'm waiting. Go ahead.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I'm just agreeing with you. It's just what it does. It puts things back in the divine order that is meant to be in when we cleanse. And yeah, we have to go back into the world. So that's why it has to be rituals and that there's rites that we were given so that we can use these things. Because this ain't no one and done unless till this world fix itself or we fix the world that we're creating. We got to do these types of things daily or weekly or whatever. I say to myself, I used to go to church faithfully. I was there Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, every time they wanted me to be. So I try to be ritualistic with my cleansing like that too, so that I don't forget and be messed up in the head. And I'm like, why I ain't cleansed myself.
Mm, okay, right, exactly. So
Mhm.
different crystals. If you guys are not familiar with crystals or anything like that, there are certain crystals you can have, like an amethyst. It protects against dark energies. It cleans bad vibes. It opens your first eye, allowing clarity and insight. Amethyst is a beautiful crystal to always have. Sister Jasmine says, I love Reiki Master. We use crystals and hand movements, breath, words, and
Mhm.
symbols to clear energy. Yes, because
Yes.
these are all tools, just like Sister Shonda was saying. These are all tools that we use, and we should be using these tools more than just talking about them, talking
Yes.
about what we do. We should be using these tools because these tools are important and we can use them even to help our people. I use a tool that we have. It's called the AO scan, and the AO scan can read your inner voice. Once it grabs your inner voice, it's going to tell you everything going on inside of you. So you can sound like the most happiest, most intelligent person in the world. When it sends you that report back, boy, it's going to tell you about.
Ooh, you gonna have to tell me about that one.
I will. Yes, I actually have it, and when I tell you, every time I do it, I didn't do it in a long time, and I just did it about a month ago. I cried. Every time I do them, I cry because it really tells you it's like you're dealing with unconditional love versus love, and you're like, what? No, I'm not. Unconditional love versus because you put conditions on your love. You be mad, like, really? I do.
Mhm.
It gets
Them
real.
self-evaluations.
Yes, it is. It's a self evaluation. It totally is. So there's different crystals that you can use, you guys. Amethyst, apatite helps to clear blockages. You got agate. I don't think I'm saying that one right. Agate. My,
Again.
there we go. Helps bring balance and harmony. Can assist with deep spiritual connections. I love Tiger Eye. Tiger Eye is one of my favorite ones. Love Tiger Eye. It's a deep connection with the earth's energy. It helps one stay focused on their goals and dreams. So those
Yeah.
are just a few crystals you can check into, and there's a crystals Bible. You can buy the crystal Bible, and it'll teach you everything about all the crystals, what they do, how you use them. Make sure you're always cleansing them if you go buy them. Cleanse them off first. Put your energy on it by either setting it out in the sun, burying it, and putting it outside in the moon. But give it your energy. Islam.
Islam. Sis, before you left crystals, I wanted to, this is just a random stick.
No, go ahead.
Um, Crystals, they come from the earth. This
Yes.
ain't nothing but a random stick, sis, and this is a powerful stick. I'm telling you, you have to be here to feel it.
All right.
I love my little spiritual tools. I'm sorry, y'all, but look, crystals, they're definitely top tier when it comes from stuff that come out the earth, but like regular stuff from the earth speak to me. That's the story behind this
Mhm.
stick. Like, and this stuff holds an energy too. Like I have pine cones on my altar. This is
Yes.
a grounding stick.
Yeah.
Like sometimes my energy can feel chaotic and just coming and grabbing this and holding this while I do a little breathing. It helps transfer that energy. So even just saying that to say rocks I find on the ground have called out to me. When I was in Carolina, it was like an addiction. I had to stop. Like, girl, I moved back to Cincinnati and just had too many rocks. I'm like, you have to leave the rocks. Um, because I wanted them so bad. But just adding that too, because it's still the crystals are the earth element, and then little stuff like, oh, my feather. Every time I find a dope feather, to me, it's like, yeah, oh goodness, yes, yes, yes. All that stuff, it really, really, really holds a frequency.
Yes.
Um, and it's like I know this is what drives me to research this thing because it works scientifically. It works, and these things are holy. And I'm not taking it
That's
away from
right.
the space, but I think we need to also understand on a practical level that these they can test and measure this stuff. It really don't matter on the grand scale of things when we're talking about Allah, but we are people ever seeing and not perceiving, so we need documents to prove stuff. And I do like I've put piles of fruit on my altar. This is why I pray and meditate at my altar and keep all these tools in one sacred space because this is how real this energy is. Fruits have lasted for absurd amounts of time on my frequency. On my altar. That's a frequency thing. I'm talking about strawberries and plums. Strawberries, plums, cherries, just fruits. The only thing, like I had one set and I had there for an entire month. The only thing that happened was the lemons hardened. Nothing went rancid. And that's not no hocus pocus. It's nothing really, it is spiritual, but it's not. It's because the frequency of that space is so high that decay really ain't there at the same time frame that it's here with our body, if that makes sense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm in my flesh, so I'm steady moving fast towards death. But that space that I've consecrated to be my healing space, it's a moving a little slow there. Flowers, regular flowers, I can sit there and you talking about 2, 3 months, some roses will sit there and I ain't doing nothing special to them. They just sitting there being. I got a little flower that should have been, well, I ain't gonna say what it should have been nothing. It's slowly, slowly doing whatever it's supposed to be doing now. But
Okay.
I clipped this off of a plant like 2 weeks ago, and it's just now starting to yellow on one leaf. So these are real things. Like I got to stop Islam because I just keep rattling. Sorry.
You are fine. You are fine. No, you good. Sister Mishara, you have something to say before I give Sister Jasmine's comment? No, Sister V? So, Sister Jasmine says it's important not to let anyone touch your crystals due to the ease of transferring energy. It is so true. You can't let everybody touch your crystals. I was up at Stone Mountain because I have a stick. It's a stick from Earth. Because the next one, when I tell you, a cleansing rite is to connect with nature. And I have a stick that I got. My friend made it, and it has my crystals wrapped around it. So I got a tiger's eye, I got a citrine, I got all kind of different crystals. This Asian man seen my little staff when we were at Stone Mountain. He's like, "What's that? What is that?" I was like, "Oh, they're crystals. Can I touch?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." But I know I'm not supposed to let him touch it. But I was like, "Let the man touch it. It's all right. He's all right. He doesn't know what he's really looking at. He's trying to figure out what this is." So just for the sake of that, I let him stay there. So You're right. And so the next one is to connect with nature. That's the next cleansing, right? Purifying effects on our souls, spending time outdoors with the sun on your face. Ah, her laptop died. Dang, Sister V. All right, her laptop died.
Mm. Yeah,
So spending, like you were saying, the
I
sun
should
don't really
hold
show, but
Mm-hmm.
huh?
No, go ahead, sis.
I was just saying, like sometimes even when the sun isn't really out, but still to get out there, just going out there, just being out
Mm-hmm.
there can still, because the sun is still up. So we can
Yeah.
still gain energy from it.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone does cleanse your crystals in the sun, moon, or earth, yes, you can do that. Definitely for cleansing crystals. Um, are there any seasonal rituals, Sister Shonda? Are there any seasonal rituals that you could
Oh my
recommend?
goodness. I'm getting ready for solstice. I mean, I honor nature's seasonal rituals. I love like in the group, and I can't wait until what is it? Is it December 2nd or something? The following, because that's a ritual. The moon, the way that you hold the tea. I haven't participated yet, but your meeting.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's keeping with the moon cycle, and you can even manifest with that moon cycle if you understand it, like, and really just. I learned that somewhere too, but I tried it, but honestly, it just didn't flow well with my energy. But I see, and I'm a Cancer. You think that it would, but. Mm-mm. But it is like the whole plan she lined up. I said not the manifesting with the moon, but honoring those things are definitely a real thing. But the equinoxes, the solstices, this winter solstice is a time to be high, and like that represents like what they call Christ going down into the grave. That's that moment of stillness in the universe is what those equinoxes represent. Well, you got the spring and fall equinoxes where the energy is totally the sun is totally equal across the whole earth. That's why our ancestors built all these different monuments to align with this stuff. We have Serpent Mound here in Ohio. Never been there. I don't know what I've been thinking. Well, I've been gone since I've been really on the path I should be on. That's part of it, but I've been out of
All
state.
right.
But I'm gonna get up there. So yes, like I light my candles, candles, colors, that numerology, all that stuff. Like pay attention to that stuff when you're trying to put together your rituals. I read and study stuff, but I don't do rituals that people teach me to do or the tremendous amount of information that's on Facebook. I would much rather learn a blueprint. Like, what do the numbers mean? What do the colors mean? What do the candles mean? That way I can personalize what I'm trying to do because that's when it's real. When you're not
Yes.
trying to really manufacture something all that religious stuff. You got to do it this way, or it's not going to be received. It's like, no, 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 no. It don't work like that. But yes, I sit in meditation on December 21st and light my candles. I try to get into transcendental spaces at those times. To be quite honest, is where I be
Yeah.
trying to be.
Yeah.
But
Yes, that's so true. That's true. Yes, those are very important. Even if it's just journaling on those days, like create you a ritual, create your
mhm,
own situation where you can really, like you said, because it's really a personal thing when you are doing these rituals. This is something personal for you and yours, how you would
mhm,
honor not only what this, like the spring equinox or the winter solstice, like what that really represents, and then how you honor your ancestors through all of that too, right? So giving
mhm,
honors to them through these things, because we have to realize that energy is moving even at that time with them as
yeah.
well.
And the equinox is like I think those are great times to would do things like what you said, go out into nature. All time is a great time to go into nature, but you talking about some rituals and really praying, meditating, dancing, like all that is to cleanse ourselves up. Like I can't dance, y'all. But to cleanse my spirit, I will dance my butt off in here, shake my body all type of ways, like because it
Yes,
invigorates and cleanses and shakes it. Don't even forsake the it's not your imagination, but this is the best word I can use to make it simple. Don't forsake your imagination either, because if I'm feeling all swole up in my chest, I'll take my hand and throw that energy up off of me. Like, and it seems like an imaginary thing, but it's really, even just doing it that time, I felt something come up off of me that I didn't even know was there. Like,
Islam.
that stuff is real stuff.
Islam. It's like
Mhm.
when I worked with Delta yesterday with doing massages, chair massages, right?
Mhm.
One of the lady that's over when we go, she's the boss, the lady that owns the spa I work for, that's her mother-in-law. So she sat in my chair to get a chair massage, and she said, "Are you spirit?" She got up, she said, "Are you spiritual?" I said, "Yeah." She was like, "I know you felt that, didn't you?" She said, "Because you touched a part of me." She said, "I don't even really think you touched me, but it came up off of me." She said, "Whatever you did, I felt you remove something." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I just, because I don't want to just go around saying those things. Like, no,
Yeah.
I want to just say, yeah, this is what I do." She was like, "I felt it." And it's just, like you said, it's something how when people will do that. Because another young brother, he sat there, he seen my eye chain, and he was like, "Ah, I trust you." And I was like, "Trust me?"
Mhm.
He's like, "Yeah, you got that what's that called?" And I was like, "Oh my God." And so he was
Mhm.
like, "You're spiritual?" And I was like, "Yeah." So it's funny to hear them say that. He was like, "Yeah, I felt you." So
Mhm.
people they can feel that coming off of you. So
Mhm.
that's why I say create your own rituals, because you want to use some energy on those things, right?
Mhm. Yes, yes, yes.
Um, we talked about spiritual baths. If you don't know how to do a spiritual bath, I'm just gonna give you a quick little spiritual bath. You can always add more if you like. And Sister Shonda, you want a camelback off of this? When I'm done, you can give them some pointers too. But a spiritual bath, you can use 3 cups of sea salt or Epsom salt. Remember,
Yeah.
salt draws out. It draws out, it pulls out, right? So I was explaining that to them yesterday when we were doing massages, because I'm an empath, so I pull energy easy. So I was getting tired because I was like, "Oh, I'm taking off." And I don't know how many massages I did yesterday. I swear I did 200. That's what it felt like. My body felt like that many. But I was explaining to her, I was like, "We need a bowl of salt water to sit to the side. So when we're done with
Ooh.
each person, we can go wipe that energy off of us into the water." And she was like,
Yeah.
"Huh?" I was like, "Well, water holds memory and salt withdraws. So the salt water sitting there with the sea salt will help us be able to just wipe off whatever energy we might have grabbed from the client." She was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I didn't know that." So see, it's be the simple things that we're not even aware of can draw away. So even for yourself, if it's some energy you need to let go of and you don't know how to let it go get you a bowl of sea salt water. And use spring water or distilled water. I would say that. Use that. That's
Mhm.
Islam.
Mhm. Mm-mm-mm. Yes,
Good.
that's good.
Would you like to say and give any pointers on spiritual baths when it comes to what to put in there? Because I just did the little basic one of the salt. But people they'll
No,
ask,
that's really top tier, like of anything. Now, if you want to be fancy, throw you some herbs and essential oils in there. And it's not even really fancy. It's not fancy. So don't let me saying that minimize it, because that's really part of the process. But the as far as the cleansing it too, I wouldn't really waste essential oils in this bath now that I think about it. But with the salt to add, not Arm& and Hammer. I can't
no,
think of the brand off the top of my head now, but baking soda.
baking soda.
Yeah, that also purifies and draws out. That draws out too. It's soda
Yeah,
bicarbonate is the actual name for it.
soda
But
bicarbonate.
that soda bicarbonate and that salt, the alchemy together, it very intensely draws out, and it also this one is actually best done with Epsom salt, because that combination too will help balance out the magnesium in your body. And for women, melanated women, us Asiatic women, our magnesium and iron imbalances is a big cause for a lot of our emotional and mental imbalances, our
Mhm.
premenstrual, what do they call it, perimenopausal, all those menopause, them names they made up, because I don't really like them names. They're all real spaces, but they I don't deal with allopathic excuses for the things they cause us to go through.
Islam.
Um, but those are things we can use that will literally help balance your body chemistry out. So again, you attuning yourself, cleansing yourself, drawing them impurities out. physically and spiritually.
Islam, totally. Okay, our next one, we only got a few more to go. Our next one is sound healing, which I did say that already. Y'all said the sound
Mhm.
healing, the sound baths, the tuning forks, drums, music, like you said, dancing, lift your spirit, fills us with joy, will move energy around. I get up when I'm up at 4 or 5 in the morning, I put my headphones on and I start dancing. I'm like, I need
Mhm.
to get my body moving because I just went through something where my digestion was toe up. And it was because I wasn't moving. I wasn't,
Mhm.
I lost my car. I was just sitting here and I was like, ooh, and my body's not used to that. So it just literally did the weirdest stuff. And I said,
Mhm.
every day I'm up. I'll just get up and
Mhm.
just start dancing, just like you said,
Yeah, I
move that
tell you.
energy, get it out. So dancing, sound healing, that's a part of sound healing.
Mhm.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Hmm. Chanting mantras is
Ooh,
another.
baby. Mhm.
What can you say on that one?
Oh, I love mantras. Like the ancient ones are really like when I deal with mantras. Oh goodness, like I really now all of them are good, but I like to go back to the ancient languages when it comes to mantras. Like, oh my goodness, and you know what? This just fell off my wall. Maybe I'm supposed to use it for because I was really bothered by this. Like, why did you fall? I know why I fell. But now this is gonna look strange to everybody, but this is called a yantra. This is basically from Vedic tradition, but it represents the planets. But the reason I brought it up is because I have mantras written on there, but they're in their language. It's not. I didn't bother to write it out in the Sanskrit. I just wrote, but it's and all those little type of things. But
Hmm.
those like I love that because every planet that's that degree of knowledge. Every planet has a new numerological sequence that matches it. It has a color that matches it. It has a frequency that matches it, and those mantras are said to align with the frequencies of of those planets. And now I can look up the meaning of them because there are translations, but I don't really know the specific meanings of them. Honestly, when I looked at it, I trusted what was there, and I trust the way it resonates with me. What I can tell you is that when I say them, they are so clarifying to my energy. It is said to actually is a way of connecting with the angels, the angles, the celestial bodies, the planets up there. Um, I've also went through a 21-day process of something I took myself through for healing was waking up every day at sunrise and saying these specific mantras
Hmm.
to each planet. Like, you know, the planets align with the days of the week. So on Sunday, I did the mantra that matched the sun, and Monday and so forth. But there are some that are just straight in English that are great too. But I like the ones because like even though that's one word, that's considered a mantra. It's really a sound, it's not a word. But when you say that, it literally causes the vibration to shoot up to the pineal gland and to travel down through the heart chakra. If you got to place the tongue should be on the top of the bridge of the mouth when you're doing the
Roof of the mouth.
hmm And it causes that vibration. So that's why I like the ancient tongue. Um, yeah, pretty much. The I use the Hebraic prayer too, that I know. Now that one I know by heart, but that one too aligns with the 7 days of creation. Um,
Islam.
yeah.
Islam.
Or the
Okay.
known, if you wanted to Google it, it's titled The 42 Names of God. But, you know, that was before they transliterated Hebrew into what we know it as the language we have now. At that point, it was just a symbol. So it'll be under the 42 Names of God. But yes, that's a
Islam.
powerful one. Saying that one,
Islam.
goodness.
Islam. So
So which one do
that's
you like best?
Islam. Islam. So you're right. Ancient practice used to achieve a state of calm, peace,
Mm-hmm.
and spiritual awakening. These are tools for transformation. Tap into the power of the divine and receive messages. So in taking my chakra certification classes,
Mm-hmm.
we have all those mantras. and the symbols of how you hold your hands to do lam and and bam and all of the different vibrations. And literally, when you hold the ones in the places where they're supposed to be, you can feel the vibration through your body as you're doing it. You'll be going, you will literally, like you said, the tongue has to stay at the, it has to stay at the roof of the mouth, and you feel the vibration through the body. It is like something I can't even explain. But
Yeah.
you, Reed, would you like to say anything? Welcome
No,
back.
did you get what? I don't know. My laptop. I'm on my phone now. Did you get the? I found this book. It's a good book. It's
Okay.
this book, and it's chakras, but it's about what is it? Which I was talking about. So if anybody wants to get this book, it's a book about the rituals. And it's a journal. You can journal in this, and it tells about
Oh,
it
nice.
got like different. I got it wet, but I had one to go find it though. But it got like different parts that you're trying to heal, and certain essential oils that you use for that certain part to open yourself up. As far as like with your throat, there's different oils, essential. There's different stuff you can use for that. When y'all was talking about essential oils, like your root chakra. I'm not familiar with the chakras as much as y'all are, but so I'm just quiet. I'm listening or whatever because I don't know too much. I just know there's 7 chakras, and I like my crystals, and I know about the crystals. Like I have my whole altar with my crystals. Like she said, I have pine cones.
Oh, yes.
I love like it's something about like pine cones. When me and my grandson go on walks, and he picks up everything. Like but I don't let him pick up like certain bird feathers. I be thinking I don't let him do that, but
Yeah.
I don't. But I like he picks up like pine cones, rocks, every kind of rock. Like like Sister Bird said, like he just grabbed that. So he gave me like 3 pine cones, and I remember you telling me that the pine cones, it did something like it made it seem like it was symbolic of like your pineal gland just kind of like
Yeah.
opening up to me. That's what I thought of when I see that pine cone. So I set that on there, and I kind of put certain essential oils on it, like pine, like to kind of make it pop a little bit sometimes. And that's why I use that on it's on my altar though, and I don't let nobody mess with my altar.
Wow.
But it's really I love pine cones. There's something about pine cones. I just love them.
Your pine
I
cones are
really
dope.
do.
They are. They're really dope. We have and it's medicine too.
The pine.
That's some medicine in there too, ain't it? In them pine cones, some medicine. Eat them pine trees and pine needles.
Yeah, I was about to say it
Yeah.
definitely is, and they making a sense. Not a fave of mine, but I'm sure it has a purpose that's great. But they'll it's a pine needle essential oil too because I've seen it before. It's
All
very
right.
very earthy smelling though. Like I would have
Okay.
to really be trying to do something to use it.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
sure it does
my
something great.
grandmother. Y'all, if y'all use my grandmother said pine, like pine sauce, like they used to use this regular pine to like ward off certain type of energies in the home. Like
Oh,
real that's yeah, my grandmother used to do that. So it's
Wow.
really
oh,
positive.
speaking of
You can use
warding
certain
off
types of
energy in
ones.
your home.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
No, I'm writing notes down from you. You said is this a book, 42 Names of God?
No, if that's just a way to find the prayers, like if you want to Google them, you can Google 42 names of God and it'll come
Mm-hmm.
up. But I just know it, I just made it intentional to learn it by heart so I could use it as mantra. So, but it will show you the symbols and the words. If you're looking at the symbol, like this is really a magic science to that too. Cause I'm getting on myself because like I'm going through transition. So I'm kind of just moving here. And I have a printout of it. And if you look at the printout, you want to always go from right to left. No. Yeah,
Left to
right to left. Am I saying
right
that
to
right?
left.
Sis? Yeah. Because
Yeah,
they
right.
wrong when you teach it from left to
Yeah,
right.
right to left, not left to right. You're right. Right to left.
Right.
Right
You want to, and don't try to read the symbols. Just trust me, your brain knows exactly. Your brain is tapped in. It has information from eons ago that you will never ever probably remember.
there.
So when you scan these symbols, your body and your brain already knows what that is. But the house clearing energy, sis, have you ever used lemons and salt to oh my God, you talking about getting some energy about
Listen,
your house.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my grandmother.
Go
She
ahead.
makes she makes and my son. Okay, so my son was going through his little puberty stages and stuff, and he was going through stuff. So my grandmother made these little wicker. She got these little wicker baskets, but in there it was some cut up lemons and
Mm.
a couple of leaves of basil and salt all in it or whatever else. And she came over to my home and she was just putting it like in his room, certain corners of the house. She was putting them in. And so my son didn't know nothing about it. So he came home, he's like, Mom, you're gonna get bugs everywhere in my room. Why are you putting this in my room? But it really like he was calm. Like it really calmed him down. I was like, no, grandma put that in your room. That was for you to, like to boost your energy, you know what I'm saying, with the citrus of the lemon and then the salt that kind of wars off bad energy as well. And then the as the salt, I think he said it wars off bad energy, but the citrus and the lemon it's a booster for your
Mm.
something to do with it. Just gives you it's citrusy. It's everything that's citrusy is like a booster for your happy to be joyful. So it's like a positive
Mm.
energy that it brings out. So it
Mm.
yeah, but yeah, everybody who comes to my home seen that and they kind of like freaked out. They thought that I was on
Your
some
grandma was putting in that work.
and the
Grandma
thing
put
about
in that
it is
work.
she's in church. She's into the church.
But I love that though, because that stuff really got lost in translation just over the generations, where
Mm-hmm.
we lost touch of it because maybe they didn't talk to us the way that they should have. Because I look at the stuff my grandma was doing, and I literally one day sat there like, "Grandma, you sure you was a Christian?" Because I didn't ask her this. I didn't say this to my grandma. My grandma was born in 1913. She passed away when I was younger, but I'm just
Mm.
like, everything she did was so ritualistic. I'm like, Grandma, they wasn't doing that in the church, but she got that from her ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wow.
goodness, this stuff like the natural healing that we did. My grandma, I didn't know what medicine was growing up. My grandma gave me stuff. Castor oil was the medicine I
Castor
took.
oil, coconut oil, grandma, all
All
that,
stuff like
everything is just oils
that.
and ointment. That was all it. And putting the eggs in the putting the egg in the sock and putting it in the closet when your baby's teething. She did that with all the children. She
Yes,
did.
yes.
I
Yeah.
thought that didn't work. I took it for granted, but I don't know. I got my daughter's teeth, and they just was there, and I ain't know nothing about them. I didn't do it with my son, and he acted a fool. So I almost want to think it's something with that egg thing with that teething, because baby.
Yeah. You forget
But
that
yes,
it's
the lemon,
bad.
it is. It will heal. It will move sickness, that sick energy. Like during COVID, I was doing it. When that stuff, well, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's gonna bother these streams
It's all
because
right.
they sensitive.
They
Um,
sensitive, but it's all right.
but
She said
yeah,
that's
it's like to keep the energy cleansed in the house, but it also is a spiritual and alchemizing thing too, like fixing the energy
Mhm.
and boosting up. But and the thing is, if your energy real messed up in your house, they'll turn green. They'll turn green. It'll draw all that bad energy out, and the lemon will actually absorb it. And I'm talking about
Yeah.
Wow.
I've done this in a home before, and I'm talking about the lemons turning green overnight. That's
Or
how
Whoa.
just leaving out some fruit in a basket. You know what I'm saying? You can leave some fruit in a basket. That's why you can tell when it goes
Mhm.
bad real fast that you know
Yep.
what I mean.
I was
It's
just
something.
saying that. Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's something. So I love that because all of those things they come from our ancients. That's why that
Mhm.
movie, Daughters of the Dust, about the women of
You
South
remember
Carolina.
that.
So I'm telling y'all that movie is so important to who we are. It is so important because it talks about all of that. It talks about even how spiritually connected through church and everything, but it's still talking about what our ancestors did. These rituals and these things that kept us connected, our culture and our heritage. That's what I
Mhm.
love so much about hearing y'all talk about that. Remembering when your grandmothers did this and that. My mom would do certain things like all of that is just beautiful because that's who we are. And we didn't use it to be, it was never used for the bad, if that's what you want to call it,
Wow.
or against anyone. We used it for uplifting. I would always say we used to take the children around the temples and the pyramids and be like, this is how you manifest. This is what we were doing with the writings on the
Yeah.
wall, like teaching.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't, that's what all that was there for, because that's all symbolic to something. So it's telling us a story. And it's just beautiful to hear you guys, because that's what we come from. And we have to stop being so afraid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're afraid of it, it's stopping us from our destiny, because they're using our stuff on us
Baby.
daily.
Every single day.
Daily.
And they're using our sciences to keep themselves healed and whole. When I
Yes.
started doing sound research, I mean, not that I want them not to have it. I just want to know why we don't got it. But when I looked at the degree and access they have to sound healing tools, they got a whole bed that'll shake cancer right up out your body with sound frequency.
Oh, come on now.
Frequency. They got or like the hyperbaric. In my dream, I want a hyperbaric. First, I wanted a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, and maybe I just want to live somewhere with a bunch of trees. I don't know, but the fact that they have hyperbaric oxygen chambers, that hyperoxygenation, and that is healing. Again, it's not breath work, but it is, because we so messed up in the world conditions, we can't access pure air like that. So it's a way of facilitating, but this is the stuff they do because they understand breath work. And they like the shortcut thing. So they don't want to learn how to breathe right and do it the way we should do. So they invent ways to do it. But we gotta get our rights back. And this is for rights. Like you said, cleansing rights. It's our stuff.
These rights, yes. The next one is practice pranayama, an ancient yoga breathing practice for spiritual and energetic purification. It involves taking deep, slow breaths, as we talked about, and focusing on sending energy through the body in order to open up the energy pathways. It can help remove any mental and physical blocks. Did you not just say that? Like, we've been talking about this breath, this holy breath, this breath
Mhm.
work, this breath work. That takes you back to ancient
Yeah.
practice. That pranayama is an ancient practice. I'm in
Yeah.
Ayurvedic school. This is an ancient practice.
Mhm.
Islam.
Wow.
The next one is find forgiveness. These are cleansing rites, y'all. These are cleansing rites.
That's
Find
cool.
forgiveness. Forgiveness helps let go of pain, guilt, anger, and resentment, and allows us to move forward.
That's probably the toughest one on the whole list.
Woo!
Mhm.
Forgiveness. The
That's
cleansing
the one
rite
we
of
don't want to
forgiveness.
do. Hmm.
It allows us to move forward and reconnect with our true self. Write a letter. So this is a way for you to practice some forgiveness.
Hmm.
Write a letter to yourself or others expressing your feelings to release the dark emotional baggage weighing down your soul.
Hmm.
You can go into meditation and visualize and practice forgiveness.
Hmm.
Forgiveness. That's a that you right. That's a major one on this list.
Hmm.
Forgiveness, a cleansing right. So now I want to know, John, because you went through a lot, John. Your mom was gone, your dad was gone. You was really just here on your own, but you
Yeah.
still went into this sacred grove. You still went and learned. You still went to these schools of thought and did your thing to become a harbinger. I know you had to go in there and deal with forgiveness. I know John did. He didn't have a mother or a father here with him as a little boy. You know how much we say, I'm mad at God. People say, I'm mad at God for that. I'm mad at God. Why?
Right.
Can't be mad at God. We got to find that forgiveness. That is a cleansing right. Oh, my brother did me wrong. You see how our people act up on these social media platforms? Is anybody practicing forgiveness? That's why I said our brothers, all the Moors, they need to go to an island and do a men's retreat and scream and holler and whatever they need to do to each other,
Right.
at
What's
each
the new
other.
thing these
And
people
don't
doing?
nobody
Raise rooms.
and learn some forgiveness, because it's a cleansing right. and we talking about we Moorish American Muslim, and we can't even do the cleansing rite of forgiveness, there's a problem there. There's a problem. Islam.
Islam.
Anything to say? Keep going.
No, Islam.
Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Islam. Our next one is karma yoga. This one blew me, y'all. Karma yoga. The practice, selfless service, is to act without expectation of reward or attachment. What the prophet say? Love and don't demand love in return.
Yep.
Karma yoga, the practice. Don't say the practice.
The
Selfless
practice,
service.
not the talking, the practice.
A practice.
Ooh,
Applying
that one.
your
What
life.
chapter is that since where you say that? Where Noble Drew Ali said, Prophet Noble Drew Ali says.
What? What did
Dad, I'm so busy scanning. What did you just say? The
I'm
practice,
like, we
the
might need to get penance
practice
tonight.
of forgiveness. I think that's what you just said.
That's
No,
in the
the practice
literature.
of when you were talking about the karma yoga, and you said
Uh-huh.
no, of going. What was it? The practice of deeds. It was something I don't know. It just triggered me to think about something, and it's like I start scanning and read something else and
Oh,
distracting myself. So
the
I might need to
practice.
wait till you come back.
The practice of selfless service is to act without expectation of reward or attachment to
Yeah.
the outcome. So the prophet says, love and don't demand love in return. That's what he reportedly says. Now, where I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna have to go find it for you because I can't.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's in the Moorish. It's in the Moorish literature.
It's in the Moorish literature.
Don't
Okay.
quote me on that. Don't
Because
quote me
I
on
just like that. I love that. I love that. I want to be able to meditate on
Yes,
that because
we're gonna find it so that you can meditate. I believe it
yeah,
is in the
that's
literature.
good. And that's what
So,
that's what's missing. Like all these are keys that lock you into them higher levels, like the
Islam.
forgiveness, the acts of service, like loving without expecting it back. It's like,
Yes. So that's the kind of selfless service that helps us let go of the ego while we focus on helping others. Practice this ritual. It cultivates a feeling of peace, joy, and contentment. Can also help us understand our place in the universe as we develop
Mhm.
a greater sense of empathy, compassion, and understanding of others.
But this
That
is a good book.
karma yoga is serious.
This is a good book too.
What's that? I can't see it. Uh-uh.
yeah, I can't either.
Oh, The Lost Art of Compassion. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
in that book. The
it's a
Hmm.
good
Lost
book.
Art of
Thank
Compassion.
you for
Wow.
sharing that because
Thank you for
the
sharing that.
title is fire.
It
Yeah, it
sure
talks
is.
about the alchemy transformation on how to receive. We talk forgiveness, like forgiving yourself, and the attachment, different attachment life attachment. Um, Lifestyles that you have, learning the art of detachment, but starting with, I say, how the prophet, we got the 5 principles that we exercise. That's the only way that we're going to be able to understand any of this by learning how to exercise love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice
Exercise.
within yourself. Islam, like that's you have to. It starts with yourself before you can illustrate it anyway, because the illusions control your day every day. So we got to get back to reality and get to knowing ourselves, like affirmative, natural, the natural law, our natural selves, you know,
Mm.
to take that into consideration because
Mhm. That's wrong.
a lot
Islam.
of what you guys are saying, I never heard of. What do you have in your hand, Miss Rhonda? What is that thing you keep holding up? I just wanna hold it. I don't even know what it is. What is it? It's a stick that you got.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just a regular stick. Like I can't tell. I've had this stick for so many years. Or is you talking about this one?
Yeah, I'm like, what is that? What is? I
Oh,
missed that part. That's why I was like, what is? I missed that part. What does that stick do? You just picked it up. You
I've had
gravitated
this
towards it.
round stick. I've had it for years. I don't even know. I just decided one day I wanted a stick. Like I can't tell you. And so
She said, I wanted a stick. I just wanted
that's the honest truth. Like I just felt like I said, you know what, I need a stick for my altar, and I just trust my inner
Yeah,
self. I want to say I pray, like, show me the stick that's special. I don't know. But the stick might be from Carolina. I'm really not sure because it's been on my altar since forever. But like I said, the overall alchemy of me doing these things we're talking about daily, and I create my, well, you have your altar. I love that. So I sit and do a lot of this stuff at my altar. So this is just something I'll sit and hold at my altar if I feel like I need to ground myself. I might feel like some anxiety in me, and I know this ain't my anxiety. So, like tree hugging. So that's
Yeah.
actually another way to cleanse yourself. They call it tree hugging, but literally grounding, standing barefoot on the ground if you live in a space where you could do that, or touching a tree, scientifically proven to move the positive ions out of your body, which are the bad ones, and the tree will give you negative ions, which are the good ones. Like, you can observe this stuff doing science, and so same thing will happen when I hold this stick, basically.
Like a staff that you see a lot of
Yeah.
people holding. A lot of chiefs will be holding a little staff that they hold. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
well, I
about.
want one like Sister Latasia got. I'm gonna
That's what
create one
I
of
researched over there. Like it got the crystals on it, and
those. Yeah.
Girl, that was just like she said. That's just element that was outside. And I told her, I said, I want a big stick, and I just want you to take. I gave her all my crystals. I said, go for it. Well, not all of them, but I gave her the ones that I wanted on there.
One on there.
She went with it, So you think of those are elements. That's the earth element. Her holding that in her hand, that's the earth element. That's grounding.
grounding. That's grounding right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's grounding. You're touching the earth. The earth is in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Hands. You got the whole world in your hand, literally.
Literally.
When you think
Mm-hmm.
about it. Islam.
Islam.
The next tool for a cleansing rite is journaling. Journaling is a powerful tool for spiritual cleansing and healing. It's a great way to document your thoughts and feelings. Deep sight into your inner world. Take time to look deeply into yourself and ask yourself hard questions about choices, intentions, and actions. Pay attention to how you're feeling and your behaviors, and be honest with yourself about what you find. Self-reflection. Ask what can you do in this time in order to heal. Set new intentions for your future. That's journaling. It's a cleansing rite. You're writing it out. You're purging it out. Even when I want to say that too. A cleansing rite, crying. That's a cleansing rite. Purge that stuff up out of you. Get rid of it. Don't be holding it in because it's not doing you no good. It's going to cause a dis-ease in your body, which causes disease.
Yes, literally.
The disease of the mind causes the disease in the body.
The body is that.
Start in the top first. So journaling will help you get them feelings out. He made me mad. She made me mad. Get it out by writing it. Islam. And the last one. Ooh, this the Sadiyaya. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. But this one busted me in the head because I said, Prophet Noble Ali, you better stop playing with me. Is the self-study. It's a deep examination of habits and unconscious thoughts.
Whoa.
Through the process of self-discovery and inner work, we gain insight and understanding. But most important, we learn how to shine the light of awareness into the dark, shadowy parts of our being. Also illuminates and purifies. That sounds like doggone more science. That sounds like Prophet Noble Ali. The study of self,
Excuse me.
examination of habits and unconscious thought.
Yes.
Through the process of self-discovery.
That's so important.
Well, what's
That's
up?
the ingredient. That's the thing.
Ali. SVADHYAYA. I can't pronounce.
Yeah, I can't either.
Good day.
Oh goodness.
But that one, oh my goodness, y'all. I was like, whoa. Savadayaya. Savadayaya. That's what.
Wait, no, wait a minute. Spell it.
SVADYAYA.
That's Russian.
So,
Where's Sister Jasmine at? We need Sister Jasmine for this. Savidia. Hold on. It's
Look,
Russian, so we're gonna say the S is gonna be silent, or the V is silent. Shavagia.
Savadaya,
Shavadia.
Savadaya,
Shavadia.
Savadaya,
Shavadia.
Savadaya. Girl,
We're
we
gonna
sound
stop.
crazy. We probably sound crazy. Somebody that
I
come
know,
out here
right?
and they don't know
I'm
what
over
they
here in my
talking about.
mind, like,
I'm
if
not
there's
even
no
gonna say no more.
spoken.
Shavadia. Mm.
Something, yeah, yeah.
But
So,
I love that one, Sister Latte J. I love that
that
because
one.
that, oh my God, that's what it's all about. Personally, the journey, and oh goodness, it's like I don't know what everybody else be reading when they reading these
Right?
words.
I'll be saying the same thing. What are they reading? Are we
They're
reading something different?
just reading.
That's
This
what it is. That's
They're
it.
just pronouncing words. They're not.
and
They're.
then
You know what I mean. They're just
and
pronouncing
then you
words.
can stop.
They're reading, but they're not comprehending. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference. Anybody, you can read all day, but that's why you take reading and comprehension. It's a class for that.
Yes, it's called language arts.
One thing I love, and this is why I respect all religious paths at this point, because I started off as a Christian, and like I was telling you the other night that I had started began being a preacher at some point. I was a minister. So, but before, during that season, when I went through training with as an understudy with my pastor, and then I also went to Cincinnati Christian University. But the one thing he taught me was the most important ingredient was when I'm preaching. He said, when you doing your research before you preach, he said, find yourself in the text. He said, what the first main thing that creates a failed preacher is because they want to convict other people. So when they research and they thinking about their mama, their daddy, whoever you traumatized by that day, that year, or in your lifetime, you looking for that person in the text. And I think that's why they just reading, like the sister said, like they're not turning it inward. And no, 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 no. But also, I think that segues into what we've been talking about too, with our sisters being girded up when it comes into these brothers. But we could talk about that on another day because when we start getting dead serious about this, to no intentional fail, then they gonna have to, because right now it's them that's really out there doing all this talking and preaching. And the prophet Noble Drew Ali said, you are not worthy to lead a man in footsteps that you have, I'm paraphrasing right now, but you're not worthy to lead if you ain't went that way. And in order to go that way, it start with this last point you just brought up, that ritual. Goodness.
Yes,
Mm-mm-mm.
this cleansing right is serious. So we can practice these daily. That's Savada Yaya. 30 minutes out of each day. We could journal. We could do karma yoga. During the half hour of that Savada Yaya, forget all rest. Sacrifice all your external occupations. And afterwards, put your inner work aside and resume the obligations of ordinary life.
Mm.
Like
Yes.
we can literally place our life in order. And this would only take 30 minutes out of our day to set a tone to our life that would help us in these cleansing rites. Because a lot of this stuff we do it, if you notice, a lot of this stuff we just do naturally and didn't even realize it's a part of cleansing. So we probably been playing with it. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't
Yes.
been as serious as
They
I
say,
should be
yeah.
with it. Now this made me say,
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. And that's
mm,
why these type of conversations important though, because it's like it helps get it to the forefront so that we understand the seriousness of what this is. And it was put here for us to use. Like, why not use it? Why not use it? Um, yeah, definitely. It's a blueprint you just laid out here tonight, sister. I thank you for that. Islam.
Islam.
Mm-mm-mm.
What you think, Sister V? You have any words before we close out our meeting? Because this has
Mhm.
been on fire, y'all. This one's been fire, fire.
I appreciate it.
Mhm. I'm just saying one of the simple things that I do. I know I do because I don't really have I have time, but I kind of I don't live by myself. So when I'm in the shower, that's where I do all my rituals at. Like my oils when I'm in the shower, and that's my time. I cry in the shower if I need to. I meditate in the shower. I breathe. I cleanse. So I'm getting all them in one round. You know what I'm saying? And then after I'm at the shower, I'm drained. I'm calm. That calms me a lot. Like being in water, something does like this. Me being in the water, even though I
Are
can't
you a
swim.
water sign?
Yeah, but I can't swim. But I am a water sign. But it's something about
Hey, I can't swim, and I don't think anything is that great about it. So I'm like, but I
I
love
practice.
water.
I do practice. Like I can flow. I can flow backwards. But as far as me going in, and I'm pretty tall, so anything over 5 feet, I can't do it. It's just me going underneath the water for me. I can only do it for a little bit and then come up, but I can't get comfortable just taking a real deep stroke and just
Mhm.
swimming. I can't do
But no,
that.
I was just asking because I like how you tap into your water element, your sun sign element to cleanse yourself. Like it makes sense because
Yeah,
that would be a natural space that you felt at home being a
the
water
water.
sign. Like you could easily find because I like to feel the water too. I do that too. But I'm like obsessed with watching bodies of water. Um
Yeah.
mhm,
Like
Watch
the
how they move.
ocean, just the river. I can go to a lake.
mhm,
I go to my lake over here and I can just
mhm,
sit there. And that's very common. Like it's just the
yeah,
flow, the
mhm,
calmness. And that gets
absolutely.
me. Or listening to rain sounds. That's when I like to do that too. Like when it's
Yeah.
rain, I'm opening up my windows. It just does something to me. So it calms me down and it makes me kind of just like, okay, I can start breathing, listening to some high pitch tones, frequencies
Mhm.
to get me back, just get me back focused. So just reflect, refocus, and regroup, and start another day. So you can
Mhm.
just get everything in place and align with
Appreciate
yourself. And
that.
don't let yourself get too far out there where you can't gravitate yourself back.
Yes.
Right. That's right.
That's it. Yeah. That's
My friend that transitioned on Valentine's Day, he dealt with he was in what do you call it? Where you have to go for your kidneys. What's that called? Dialysis, right?
Dialysis. Mhm.
So he loved the water. He always wanted to go to the water. He was a gymnast, but he loved the water, loved
Mhm.
water. So he would literally go. He's like, "Tay, I go in there to the shower and I just speak to the water. I'll be going, heal me, water, heal me
Mm-hmm.
from head to toe." Like literally, he would speak life into the water. So when it hit his body, it would be.
Mhm.
But the
Hey.
only thing that I feel the reason why my friend wasn't healed, because even though he was speaking to the water, he wasn't thinking it. It wasn't embedded in his
Was it
thoughts to
real in his mind?
him fully. It sounded good to the water, but it wasn't
You got
manifesting.
ooh, this. Mm-mm-mm-mm. That right there.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. And you can't lie to that space. You can't lie to Allah. You can lie to man. You can lie to the and you. I'm not calling anybody a liar, but you get what I mean by saying lie because it's a self deception until you really
Yes.
can believe it like that. Because you can say, like I was telling my daughter, I believe if we can walk on water, but I'm not gonna try. Because I know I really don't believe I could do that. Like I can tell you I believe it, but I don't. That doubt in my mind is there.
So my
Um,
phone.
yeah. But I'll use that same power in other spaces though. So it's real if we really believe it. Yes.
Because we got to
Mhm.
have faith in it. See, the belief part is where we keep falling short because belief is perhaps what man thinks is the truth. He doesn't even know
Mhm.
that it's the truth. He just thinks it because somebody said it. And so,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that sound right. So it sounds like the truth. But when we go to that next step of faith, that's that surety. That's that you're sure for sure, for sure. There's no doubt in your mind that you're not. So when we get to that space, we can walk on water because the
Mm.
belief part, we have a second doubt. So it's perhaps what we think is,
Ooh, you
we don't know
teaching.
if that's
Yes.
the truth. But that faith is the surety. So that surety, you're gonna be like, oh, I know I'm about to walk on this water. Oh, I know.
Mhm.
So we can call those things to us. We dumb down our power. We're dumbing down our power based off because we don't want to really tap in to really see how powerful we really are. We're afraid
Oh
of
my
ourselves.
goodness. Yes, that's the whole truth. 'Cause sis, you speaking my inner conversation over the past month. Like, just getting on myself, like, why are you sitting in these spaces? Like, just spaces, not anything physical. Why are you sitting in these spaces? Why aren't you growing? What are you afraid of? Because this don't feel
Reflecting.
good. So you ain't staying here because this feels great. That's not it. But oof. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm. What you gotta say, Sister V? You gotta say something. Come on with it. I'm ready.
Not tonight. Not you are reflecting, and sometimes you do gotta just stay in the moment sometimes, so you can just realize what is actually going on, and
Mm-hmm.
not to move so hastily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Don't be so impulsive to move hastily. Just you know, we playing chess,
absolutely.
not checkers. So we got to
That's
make that
right.
next move our best move. Be ready for it. Don't just be moving impulsively. And just sometimes you stay in that moment. It's okay to stay in moments that you are uncomfortable in. That just builds you up to be stronger in your next transition. Where you going?
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right, Islam.
Exactly.
That's so
Exactly.
true. Oh my goodness, y'all. Y'all have
Yes,
brought
sis.
so much that I'm just so ready to go take on these cleansing rites. I'm like, I
Oh,
need to do better. I have to become more focused. I got to do better with myself because when I was breaking down these cleansing rites, I seen a lot of course, I'm gonna always find myself. What the prophet say, we
You
go
got
where we best find ourselves. And I'm like, oh girl, you need to yes,
yeah,
need to do more of that sadavada yada, however you say
exactly.
it.
Yeah. Look, I done typed that one on my computer so I don't forget
it.
that one
Yes,
and Daughters of the
yes.
Dust so I can watch that movie.
Did it come up with how to say it?
No, I typed it
Sadavada
just on a
yada.
regular page, not somewhere. I
Okay.
think I was gonna try to Google it and hit that pronounce button, but sometimes she don't even get it right. Whatever
Uh-huh.
Google, whatever that little computer is.
We gotta, you know what? I will because I'm gonna send you guys the recording so you can go
Mhm.
back and like see it,
Oh, thank you. Yes.
go through it, and just kind so we because I want to pick up those books. Certain things you said, to Sister Shonda, I want to go back and listen again and grab it because a lot of times when you go back and listen to it a second time, you
Yeah.
end up learning something else. I always say when you teach, you learn twice.
Mm.
So, even
Look,
as a teacher, you got to realize you're learning another time. Just because you're in a teaching position doesn't mean you're not a student also at the same time. You could be the teacher and the student at the same time because you're actually learning even from yourself or from each other. Islam.
it's long.
Mhm.
Too. Well, thank you. Thank you, Jasmine.
Islam. You guys, do y'all have anything else to say before we close out the meeting?
Nope, nope, nope. I have
No.
got a lot of good word today. I'm about to go meditate on this.
Mhm.
All hearts and minds are clear, huh? All hearts and minds are clear, Islam.
Yes,
It's
All
long.
ma'am.
right. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Can we all stand as we recite our Moorish American prayer? We turn to the east, is going within. We put up 5 fingers on the left, two on the right, with our heels touching one another, standing on our square. Repeat after me. Allah.
Five on the right and two on the left, right?
Five on the right. I mean, five on the left, two on the right.
Okay.
Repeat after me. Allah,
Allah,
the Father of the universe,
the
Father,
Father,
the Father of love,
the Father of love,
the Father of truth,
the Father of
true,
peace,
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 freedom,
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 and justice.
and
and
justice.
justice.
Allah is my protector,
Allah is
God's
my
my
protector,
protector,
my guide,
my
my
God,
God,
and my salvation
and my
and my
Son,
salvation
by night
by
by night
night
and by day
and by
and by
day,
day
through his holy prophet,
through his
through his
holy
holy name,
prophet,
Drew Ali.
Drew
true.
Ali.
Amen.
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 Islam.
Islam.
I will
Amen.
see y'all
Enjoy
for
it, everybody.
Sunday school. I can't wait to see y'all for Sunday school because
I will definitely be here.
Sunday school
Are you
comes
going
from
to be in
God of
Atlanta?
the nation. Huh? What'd you say?
Is Sister Rhonda coming to Atlanta?
I want her to. We hope she's coming for next Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I definitely let me. I'm glad you said it because I was thinking about that earlier. Because I need to let my job know if I'm gonna take off that Sunday. Saturday doesn't matter as much, but
Okay. All
yes,
right.
I'm trying to make that happen because I'm
All
like,
right.
because it's the 24th,
The
right?
23rd. Well, yeah, the 23rd is the it's called the Feast and Flow.
Okay.
It's the solution cipher. So it's gonna be
Mhm.
a meal. We're gonna sit down and have food at the farm. We're gonna eat and we're gonna talk what the solutions, what is next for us. How do we move in this space? So we need
Yes,
to come
I'm
together
coming.
and
I'm gonna
be in
come.
a space together.
Cause I'm like, I done got comfortable driving now, so it's really unstoppable. Like I was working for a transportation company, even though I separated from them. But that just, I'm like, I'm driving around this city for 13 hours. I'm like, so I finally just hit the road, and I'm like, so I done drove 8 hours by myself. So I'm like, now I'm feeling invincible. I can drive wherever. So um,
Well, please come, you guys. Please. The Taste of Africa is next Sunday. The Feast and Flow is next Saturday. Um,
mhm.
and it's just gonna be honestly Friday. Professor Griffin and them are performing at a an event on Friday. So there's a lot of stuff going on from Friday to Sunday next
Okay. Yeah, let me
cycle.
start looking and making some arrangements so I can make sure I got that together. Definitely. I
All
work for a rental car company, so let me see what I can work out
right.
for.
Hey, see, look at that. It's love.
Because I'm like, but I bring my little, I get put my little Chevy Equinox on the road too now. So she all right.
Okay, let's get it. I'm excited for you guys to come, so please, I can't wait. Whatever's going on in your cities, we're gonna get together and the different events that are going on in our cities. We got to make sure
Yes, we got to
we're doing.
do it.
Yes. So,
I'm
Lashana,
ready for it.
you have one coming up next for January for the prophet's birthday.
Who,
No,
me?
Me?
are you doing something? Are y'all doing something for the prophet's birthday in Indiana?
Yes, we'll be giving we're having a celebration, the birthday celebration, January the 8th, and the New Year's January the 15th. So we're going to be sending out flyers on the date if it's going to actually be on. We
Okay.
want to celebrate on the prophet's birthright, but it's in the
Right.
middle of the creation. So we
All
want
right.
we just saying we're gonna have a ceremony that day and then actually have the celebration that Saturday for everyone to come if they want to reserve that. So we're not sure yet, but I'll have flyers sent out if you
Okay.
guys want to come to that. It's in
Yes,
Indianapolis,
definitely.
Great American Temple, number
Yeah,
one.
she's in Indiana, Sister Shonda. So that's not far from you, right?
Yeah, that's like two, depending on what part, 2 hours tops, really. Because it only takes me 4 hours to get to Chicago, so that's is within that range. I think the
Is
furthest
she in
point might be
Ohio?
three. Hmm?
You in Ohio?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in Cincinnati.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. You're not far.
at
Yeah.
You're not
all.
from Cincinnati, Ohio. I got family in Cincinnati. I got family all over the Midwest.
Do
I
you?
got family in
Okay,
Cincinnati.
then.
I do.
Well, we're gonna have
Huh?
to connect then, because that's definitely not far from me at all. And I can
That's
go up that way.
awesome.
Yes,
Well,
that'll be a
I'm
great
in
connection.
Evansville, but Indianapolis is where our Grand Major Temple's at. So we have our temple. There's a temple in Fort Wayne. I think
Okay.
it's the temple of Fort Wayne as well. The Unity Temple 27 with Sister Paige Gay, and it's not a post, but they have it's a study group here in Evansville.
Mhm.
So yeah, you need
So
to
I see
contact
that
me
right
if you
now.
want to come to the temples or just whatever,
Okay.
or just connect with just us, just the sisters.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
definitely.
Keep right
And
there.
you guys, I'm gonna
Keep keep the men. We kind of keep the men out of a lot of stuff right now.
But yes, like definitely, I'm a have Sister Latay J link us so we can exchange information. But I would love that. Come down there, come up here. We gonna connect some type of way.
That'd be
yes,
great.
Islam. And you guys, I need y'all to stay in the back for until
I'm
the
not
singing
touching
is over.
anything.
Don't touch
I'm
Okay.
anything until it's
not.
over.
No, I'm
Islam,
not touching
you
nothing.
see
Islam,
Shonda,
sisters.
Islam.
Happy holy day. Peace and love.
Happy holy
Peace
day.
and
Yes,
love.
peace and love. Stay right there, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Hold
Okay.
on.